Hey people, it is Thursday, July the 4th, so happy 4th of July to all the American viewers of this channel. And it's currently 6:09 p.m. and a very humid 29 degrees Celsius, feeling more like 36 degrees Celsius with the humidex. And I'm on the corner of Yonge Street and Temperance Street here in the heart of downtown. I'm going to make my way west, eventually over to the Richmond Street West and Brant Street area, where a new food hall is finally opened after many delays. It's called the Waterworks Food Hall. It's the latest in a series of food halls which have popped up in the city over the last year or so, including some recent ones in the Eaton Center and at the Well, which I have shown in some previous videos. But I think this Waterworks Food Hall is the biggest and fanciest one yet. And it's in a beautiful old historic building dating from the early 1900s. So I'm going to make my way over to this new food hall, walking through the financial district here to start things off. And I think along the way I'll walk through a bit of the entertainment district. And of course, once I get to the Waterworks, I'll head inside and we'll take a look. I'm sure it'll be quite packed with people. So I'll just continue west along Temperance Street. We're at Bay. Let's see if I can get across here. Kind of at the tail end of rush hour. Just waiting for an opening here. Try not to get run down. All right. So we made it across Bay Street in the heart of the financial district. And on a hot summer day when the sun is blaring, this is a good street to walk along because it's almost always shrouded in shade due to it being a narrow street hemmed in by tall buildings. Alright, so that's Richmond Street right up there. But I'm not going to walk along that part of Richmond. It's a bit dull, so let's head south. And we're at Adelaide Street. So I think I will Try not to walk along Adelaide for too long here. And I definitely don't want to walk behind this character with the loud speaker blaring there as he walks along. So I'm going to cross the street. There's First Canadian Place, currently the tallest building in the city, not counting the CN Tower. But not for much longer. There are 3 buildings under construction downtown right now, which will all be taller than First Canadian Place. So I can enjoy this last little amount of time that it can claim that title. And this is just a one-way traffic funnel basically through downtown, as is Richmond Street going in the opposite direction. But at least the construction is all wrapped up here along Adelaide. It was a bit of a hazard to try to travel along on foot or in a vehicle or on a bicycle due to all the work being done on the streetcar tracks, as they brought them back up to usable condition, because streetcars will be running along Adelaide Street again thanks to the Ontario Line construction along Queen Street. Those streetcar tracks are obviously going to be out of commission for a number of years. There's the big giant head, as I like to call it.
It's like a lot coming.
So here is York Street, so I'm going to head south, I think, to Pearl Street. And we'll take Pearl Street heading further west.
Go figure.
All the after-work bars and patios in the financial district are quite busy at this time. On a Thursday, a lot of people are in the office. The financial district feels almost normal, as in before times normal, on Thursdays as well as Wednesdays and Tuesdays. Not so much on Mondays and Fridays. All right, so here's Pearl Street. This is definitely a less traveled street. The only thing is, once I get to University Avenue, I'll try to have to cross there without the aid of a signalized intersection. Might be a bit tricky. Maybe I lucked out. see any traffic coming. And what do you know? There's no problem at all. All right, let's continue on. So we're going to be coming into the entertainment district. Well, I think it's been rebranded recently as just West Downtown. And Simcoe Street. Awesome new condo tower there. One of the nicer ones to go up recently in the downtown. And another busy patio here. This area is popular with bars and restaurants. And here's Ed Mervish Way, also known as Duncan Street. I think this is the last block of Pearl Street. It ends up at John Street. And in Toronto, no sidewalk goes unobstructed, and I don't even know what this is that's obstructing it. Here is John Street. So I think I'm going to head south to Mercer Street. taking some of the lesser traveled streets in the area. I've done a fair amount of recent walks along King Street here, as well as Adelaide and Richmond. So that's why I'm sort of avoiding those streets in this video. Not completely, but more so than I could be anyway. King Street. Got Restaurant Row there. The Tiff Bell Lightbox, that'll be a busy spot in just a few short months when the Toronto International Film Festival begins. And I think our first proper look at the CN Tower. And here is Mercer Street. It's another good street to walk along on a hot, sunny day if you want some shade. Kind of similar to Temperance Street. Quite narrow. And it's lined with tall buildings. It wasn't always like this though. Most of these buildings are pretty new. Temperance Street has been like that for decades in the heart of the financial district. This area has only recently sprung up as a high-rise area in the last 10 to 15 years. And these buildings here are actually brand new. They're not even fully open yet. I think one of them might have just opened recently. This is the Nobu development as a hotel and a condo tower. And straight ahead, terminating the view, is the Bisha Hotel and Residence. Yes, I think this guy, Robert De Niro, was here to sort of officiate the groundbreaking of the Nobu development. And once upon a time, Second City was located here. But when this new development was announced, Second City had to find a new home, and they eventually did. They're now located on Harbour Street in the South Core. So now I can go back up to King Street. This is Blue Jays Way, but it continues on as Peter Street, north of King. And another new hotel just recently opened here, the Sutton Place. There was another hotel called the Sutton Place on Bay Street that had been there since the 1960s, I think, until about less than 10 years ago when it was redeveloped and turned into a condo. Now Sutton Place is back in the city in a new building. And back to King Street.
Okay, I'll jump on.
I think I'll cross here just to avoid the music on this side of the street. Sometimes it's better just to avoid it than try and talk over it or have to deal with editing the video later if it results in a copyright claim, which is very common. So west along King Street, so this will take us over to Spadina, and then once we're west of Spadina, we'll be coming into the neighborhood where the new Waterworks food hall is located. I'm not sure how long I'll walk around inside. It depends on how crowded it is. I'll at least give it one good walkthrough. Speaking of music, I'm already somewhat prepared for there to be a lot of music inside the Waterworks food hall. I think I've just accepted that fact. I'll most likely have to do some editing. Last time I did a video along this part of King Street was on a very busy Friday night when everyone was out heading to the nightclubs and lounges in the area, mostly further to the west. Lots of people dressed to the nines, or the tens even. So there's a look south to the Well, where another one of those food halls I was talking about earlier is located. There's the Spadina bus. That's because the streetcars are not running along Spadina until December due to some work being done along the streetcar route. So I did a recent video about the Spadina bus as well. So I think I'll just head west here on King. It'll take me over to Brant Street. This will be a daytime look at the nightlife area. There's a very different character in the daytime. This is a lot more interesting than if I were to walk along Adelaide or Richmond Street west of Spadina.
That's my friend.
And this is interesting across the street, this new condo development called King Toronto. Apparently the supplier for the cladding, all the glass, went bankrupt, I believe. And so the building has been rising steadily with its concrete skeleton, but not a single pane of glass has been installed yet on the building. It almost looks like the Borg have descended on downtown Toronto. And that will eventually be home to Sir Elton John, who purchased a penthouse condo in this development. It'll look nice once it's fully complete. It looks pretty cool now in its concrete skeleton form. So we're heading north now on Brant Street. I'm looking forward to the air conditioning, which I'm sure will be present inside the Waterworks. The Brant Street School. Now known as Alpha Alternative School. Adelaide Street. I am absolutely just drenched. It's so muggy out. There's the Ace Hotel. It's a newer addition to the area. I'll try not to get the doggy doing its business there. Not the nicest thing to see. And here's one of the entrances to the new food hall. And the guy just walked into that post. Maybe he was distracted by my camera. So 20 cuisines, 3 bars, 2 patios. Open until midnight tonight, Thursday through Saturday. So let's enter here, why not? Will there be air conditioning? Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. It doesn't hit you like walking into a grocery store, but it's definitely, yeah, I can feel it now. So, let's begin the tour.
Okay, you can go talk.
Some tacos. I'll let this staff get by. They made good use of this historic building. And the music is just sort of playing in a thumping background fashion. Maybe it won't really get picked up too much by the copyright gods. Not to mention the din of all the people talking. Here's a little map. And some of the various establishments inside. Event hall upstairs. Washrooms downstairs. Waterworks bar. Let's head over to the other side. It's certainly quite busy. Boxcar Social. And a nice look outside to the park. Dave's Genuine Deli and Barbecue. There's a way out or in. Maud Street. And then there's Maud. It's just sort of like a one long structure, really. Harry's Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. I already showed that part. Let's see what's over here. This is sort of a lounge here, a place to chillax, and the air conditioning feels much colder in here. This would be the spot for me. And a look outside, a nice little patio space here. And there is a condominium atop the old building. So they have some sort of built-in customers there, right on top of the food hall. That must be nice. I'm sure they make use of this place, or will make use of this place quite regularly. And we have Richmond Street out this way. So I think I covered most of the food hall itself, unless there's more. A more upscale restaurant here, Lee. And I guess this is the way out if you want to, or in if you're coming from Richmond Street or going. There's the main entrance to Lee Restaurant. And you get a good look at the old historic Waterworks building. And the YMCA branch. And the entrance to the residences. Let's check out the history of the building. Oh, it's not as old. I was thinking earlier 1900s, but 1932. Still quite old. Art Deco. It was an important facility within Toronto's water system. So you can always pause and read if you're interested in the history of the Waterworks building. Let's just walk around the other side of it. We'll do a full 360 of the building here. Here's another establishment, Sober Market. And there's that entrance I saw here to Maud Street. And here's another look at some of the places inside. And back at the park. So a great addition to the neighborhood. I think I saw on the website that dogs are welcome in the outdoor patios around the Waterworks, not inside the building though. So I think that's about it. I'm going to start to wrap up the walk here. I hope you enjoyed the journey to the new Waterworks food hall starting in the financial district at Yonge and Temperance. We made our way west through that neighborhood and then continuing on through West Downtown, also known as the Entertainment District. And crossing Spadina here to Brant Street. And checking it all out. I thought it was pretty nice. So I hope you did too. Leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store, or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under K Continuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue.